Alright guys, third video. This is going to be about Mike Tyson and his mindset. So everyone knows, well you should know, who Mike Tyson is. He's an absolute machine. He was the demon in the ring and he's phenomenal. You can look at his life and what he became, what he did with himself is remarkable. I will say one thing, he did have it all and he threw it away. But I think that all happened for a reason, and now he is the person he is today because of that, which is great, and he's becoming who he's meant to be. But we look at his mindset when he was younger. He wanted it all and he knew he was going to have it. His idea that he was going to be world champion came from Cus D'Amato, his coach, and almost his father figure. But he had the mindset that was, I am the heavyweight champion. I just haven't fought that fight yet. He knew it was a part of him. He knew it was a part of his future, but he just didn't know. He just didn't have it yet. So the mindset that he adopted was, he was the best. He didn't have a fear of fighting and getting in the ring. He said the main thing that he had when it was fear was actually going into the ring on the day, and it would be walking into the ring, and he'd be terrified. But then as soon as he gets into the ring, he feels like a god. Imagine that. He says he feels like a god. As soon as he steps in the ring, he knows the power that he holds, and he's recognized it, that he is gifted and that he's been chosen by God. He believes himself to be a god. That mindset is both remarkable but also dangerous, because going against God, that's one thing, but having the self-belief and the ability to say to yourself that you are a god, and genuinely believing that, knowing that you have the capability to end it, to end someone's life right there in the ring. He had that ability, he had that power, that ferocity that most men lack. And he showed that in every one of his fights. Toward the end of his career, toward the latter, he slowed down a lot. He lost that motivation. He lost that fire, that aggression. But toward the beginning, that was the prime Mike Tyson. He was an animal with Cus in his ear and in his head, always pushing him on to be better, believing that he was the champion. And this made Mike think that he was as well. And having that sort of a strong mentor, someone that can push you and promote you to levels that you could have never reached by yourself, is so important. If you can have someone who's levels above you, who's helping you up the rungs of the ladder, helping you up each step and teaching you all the lessons that they learned through trials and tribulations, and they're helping you, then it's remarkable how far you can come in how a short period of time. You can go from being a very low level or very kind of average being, and then you can just take the right step, be around that right person, and have access to that mentor, and they can help you, and it takes you from average to unimaginable, to be on levels that are unfathomable. You could be that next version of yourself that you didn't think was possible. You become the best version, and your mindset becomes dangerous. It's more of a weapon for you now. You can use it to attack the things that you need to get done, and you can use it to attack your work and make sure that you can perform to the best of your ability day in and day out. So it's remarkable how his mindset changed over the years and how his mindset made such a big difference in him at such a young age. But Mike Tyson will always be one of my favourite fighters because of that mindset he had and because of his sheer ability and his training, and he just put it all out there, and he was constantly immersed within the sport, within the idea of becoming that best boxer and within himself getting better. It was, I'm going to train harder, I'm going to train every day, I'm going to do it better, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But everything he spoke about, everything he watched, everything he learned was all boxing. It was all boxing related, and it was always, how can I implement this into my boxing? How can I implement this to help me with my boxing? That was his whole life. And that's how he got so good, because he fully immersed himself within the craft that he had chosen to pursue. He fully submerged himself in the vast knowledge out there about boxing and anything that could benefit from it. And his main focus was, how can I use this to benefit myself, to benefit my boxing? And that's what he did. With the help of Cuss, with the help of all of his coaches, he would use so much information and develop all of his skills, and he would always have someone kind of watching him fight, whether it be Cuss or after Cuss's death it was someone else, to make sure that he was fighting on perfect form and he was getting it right. Because it wasn't just about getting it okay, it wasn't just about getting it right, it was getting it perfect. It was getting it on the nail every time, 100%, to make sure that it was the best chance of him winning. It was always going to be the best opportunity for Mike to get further along that path of his. So if you can utilize that mindset as well, find that mentor and immerse yourself fully in the subject, in the craft that is what you want to pursue, then go and do that and just become obsessed with that. Make it your priority. Alright guys, see you in the next video.